Hey folks, it's been a while since I've done a video. I'm all moved into my new apartment. Got all my Transformers unpacked. That took me about 2 weeks. Last week I saw Age of Extinction at the theater. Overall, I tried not to fall asleep. It was about 3 hours long. I really enjoyed it. I might go see it again before the end of summer. Some parts I didn't like, but most of it I did like. I thought it was very action-packed. From your brain is on fire by the time you get out of the theater, along with your bladder. I didn't want to miss anything, so I held it to the end. This is mostly an update, my thoughts on the movie. Also, right after the movie last week, I went and picked up this set from Target, the Grimlock Silver Knight Optimus Prime set, which it was on sale for around $20. Along with the $20, you got a $5 gift card. So tonight I went and got High Octane Bumblebee. So $5 off this guy. He was about $4.98 with tax. I really like the car mode, the classic Camaro. The robot mode, not so great, but still looks cool. I keep asking myself why I keep buying Bumblebee, but I really liked him in the movie. He was pretty funny. He wasn't used as much as in the previous ones, and he seemed kind of depressed and pissed off. And you have to wonder what happened between the last and the current film. Probably just gonna give my regular opinion of it, and then second part of this will be some spoiler talk. Like I said, I thought Michael Bay did a pretty good job with the graphics and everything, although he didn't do the graphics. I don't think he even wrote it. He had writers. There's some things I would have changed in the movie. I would have liked to see some of the backstory of what happened between the films. We did get to see a little bit. I liked the new Autobots. I would have liked to see some more detail to each of them. Maybe some of the transformations, which, in my opinion, that seemed to be either they were trying to keep their budget down by not showing how they transformed, or just being lazy. I don't think it would have been too hard to throw in a quick transformation, but we didn't even get that except for Bumblebee briefly. I think Optimus Prime once, and then the bad guys didn't transform at all. They kind of floated into particles of Kool-Aid and then formed back into the robot, which was kind of cool how it's all based on transforming them, but still they going from a solid object to nothing would seem more magical and far-fetched. But it was still really good. I really like Lockdown. I'm a big Lockdown fan. I have all of his figures from the animated to the Revenge of the Fallen. No, was it? Or was it Dark of the Moon? Either way, he got a figure that looked like his animated counterpart. I liked how they threw in his hook hand in there. He was still a bounty hunter. He was very good he got a lot of screen time, and the way he had dialogue. So you got Galvatron, which is of course Megatron. Very briefly, I'm going to give 4 out of 5 stars because they could have really put in some more details. It was a long movie, so there's plenty of time to put in like I said, there's transformations. They could have put in some more backstory. could explain what happened to the Sector 7 or what happened to them. They just, some people in the government like the Autobots, so just to start doing what they were doing to them didn't make any sense. How somebody had that much control just to do that. The Dinobots were cool. They were very large. I would have liked to hear Grimlock at least say one line, because he's one of my favorites. But hopefully they use him more in the next film, if there is going to be one. I have a feeling that a lot of the next film, if there is one, is going to expand into different worlds. It'll be interesting to see how it works out. So I guess what I'll do next is try to crack open Bumblebee. I don't know if I'm going to transform him. I'm at least going to open him without cutting myself here. This old X-Acto knife, I've had this for about 5 years now. He's out of his plastic prison for the most part. My webcam kind of focus in there. I love that they don't have those wiry ties anymore. Like a couple years ago, it would take you half your day to open it, and you would end up puncturing a blood vessel as you're trying to get those wires off. If I can get them out without breaking the thing. There he is in robot mode. You off camera. Comes with a little missile launcher. It's more of a pressure sensitive thing. You push on it, boom, and it just shot behind my desk. I'll have to get that later. He feels very light. I feel like his legs are like racket joints, so they're not going to get loose on you. They're going to stand up good. Which some of the earlier figures would I noticed instead of joints they have the metal ball points, which that's a good thing as well. You want the ones with the plastic ball joints tend to get really loose and don't stand up on you. This guy is pretty solid little figure. Not as big as the other Bumblebees, but it looks like they took some time to fix some of the issues on the ball joints. And I'll probably transform him later. I don't feel like doing it right now. The car mode is really nice. It's that classic Camaro. They called him a piece of crap. It was pretty funny in that scene where they were picking on him so much, and he was kind of like acting like a pissed off black man. Which I guess Bumblebee is black now, so. Anyway, he eventually took a different shape, of course, in the movie. Comes with his instructions. And here's a little mini poster. I didn't know that was in there, because I didn't get one with my. I got 2 of the Dinobots, and I did not get one of these posters. I got this little poster to give you. That is really cool. It's Optimus riding Grimlock. On the back you have what's currently out there. I don't know what these are. These look like the quick changers, though. The one-step changers, some of them aren't too bad. That one-step changer drift I might get when it comes out. There's the helicopter. He's also getting the Voyager class, but it's actually just a repaint of a different one. I've been debating getting Galvatron or Hound. I might wait till the price comes down. I'm definitely going to get Lockdown, which you can see right there if you put on your glasses. And they have all these little trios, which are pretty cool. T-shirts, sneakers, and advertising their movies. So it's, but I might put that poster up somewhere. Yeah, that's neat. So basically, I'm going to get into my second part of my movie review. The first part was kind of nothing to that. I'm going to go over some of the spoilers, some of my thoughts on things that happen. So I'm going to take a little break, come back and do that part.
Have to leave messages. We'll be right back.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Kid sister, kid sister, kid sister, kid sister. Wherever I go, you're gonna go. Kid sister, kid sister, kid sister, kid sister and me.
My Buddy and Kid Sister. Each sold separately from Play School.
Alright, just fair warning. This is my review of Transformers Age of Extinction. This is a spoiler talk. So you start off the movie, the Autobots are being killed off. And not really any explanation why at first until you realize there's some big bad CIA guy. And I think about half an hour into the movie they realize that he has an agreement with Lockdown, and Lockdown is wanting the Autobots off the Earth. Because their creators have come back and realized they shouldn't have been mingling around between different races like the humans and the Autobots. And it took them 4 movies to realize they were on Earth and doing that, which kind of iffy on that subject. Why it would take so long till they realized what they were on Earth, and they've been on Earth for quite some time. It looks like they came here back during the dinosaurs. So they terraformed the Earth at some point, saying they helped create the planet, or at least tried to create it into a Cybertron planet. They didn't explain why they stopped. They showed up, killed the dinosaurs off, and then disappeared again until they had to find a cube in the first movie, or at least until the Fallen came in the second movie. So it's like they come to Earth, they disappear, they come back, they disappear. It's like, I don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of holes in the movie plot. If you don't think about it too much, you're just there for the action. The story could have been written a lot better. Optimus Prime was in hiding. Supposedly, I've heard 5 years or 10 years between Dark of the Moon and this one. So they were hunting him down. And I heard a lot of guys complain, well, Optimus Prime said he was going to kill people, and he doesn't do that. When I first saw that scene, I didn't see it as him wanting to be murderous or kill Mark Wahlberg. I think he was going by his last memory he had before he went into what he would call stasis sleep or stasis lock. He obviously was heavily damaged, and Lockdown had done it to him, which you find out later Lockdown was hunting him down and he got away. So when Marky Mark will come back up, whatever his last memory was, he was getting killed. So instead of dying, he went into a sleep mode, or stasis lock, as they would say in the old Transformers shows, more particularly in Beast Wars, how the Autobots were in stasis lock until they were woken back up by an earthquake. Some people say, well, the Matrix wasn't mentioned. That will come up before. Well, I guess in Revenge of the Fallen, he was completely dead? He wasn't in stasis lock? I don't know. I just know in this one he was not really completely dead. He was asleep. He still had his spark. That glowing orb that sticks in their chest, that was still intact. Which, are they completely dead if that is still ignited? Because if you see in Revenge of the Fallen, when Jetfire sacrifices himself, he says, "You can use my body." He rips his spark out, and it's laying on the ground, and it's still glowing. So technically, you would think, they said the spark keeps their memory, their spark keeps their soul, so to speak. And as long as that's not destroyed, they could technically bring an Autobot or Decepticon back to life. Which also in Revenge of the Fallen, when the Fallen gets killed and Optimus Prime rips his face off and then punches his hand through his chest, you could see the spark coming out in his hand, and he crushes the spark. So essentially, that was how he permanently killed the Fallen. Which, if you see, they're hunting down the Autobots and killing them off, but if you watch closely, you realize Lockdown is not killing them off completely. He is taking their sparks back to the creators. When he opens Ratchet up and pulls his spark out, he takes his spark, puts it in his containment unit in his arm. I'm going to say similar to the Ghostbusters containing a ghost. They're just stored somewhere. Now, whether the other Autobots realize that he is capturing their memories, capturing their soul essence or spark, and storing it on a ship, they never went into that. But it's possible those Autobots could potentially come back if they went that route. I'd like to think that in the next movie they realize that the ship they have has their trophies of their sparks still intact, and that's how they repopulate the Autobot troops again. I mean, they have the technology to create new bodies, of course, with that scientist on their side. And I would hate to think there's only 4 Autobots left on Earth, because they're eventually going to need an army if the big guy shows up. We're not sure if we're getting Unicron or not, but I hope to at least see the Quintessons, which I think you briefly saw at the beginning of the movie. You saw these tentacle things coming up. If I remember right, the Quintessons were part organic, part mechanical, and would have the long tentacles coming out of their bodies. And Bumblebee was, of course, the Camaro, and he took a shape change later when he saw the red car, which he mimicked was Stinger. That was, again, another lazy. It was more or less a repaint of Stinger, so they kind of just reused a lot of things. I think Chicago is probably used again because he had a lot of stock footage of Chicago from the last movie, and Michael Bay tends to use stock footage from previous movies. Like in Dark of the Moon, the highway chase was an entirely separate highway chase he used in a different movie. If you look at some of the Decepticons from Age of Extinction, the man-made ones, I saw Shockwave twice. One had 1 head and one had 2 heads. It was basically the same CGI model as Shockwave, even down to the colors. I'm pretty sure I saw a clone of Roadbuster hanging in the factory. Although you didn't see his head, you just saw his arms and legs hanging. Which he's reused models before. It's understandable. He's trying to mimic what was out there. He was trying to copy Optimus Prime, which I didn't think that's what he was doing until he explained it. And he couldn't understand the scientist. I think Stanley Tucci plays him. Could not understand why it was taking shape and did not look like Optimus Prime. Which he then realized that Megatron's head was controlling the way it looked. You saw briefly Sentinel Prime's head, and you saw, I think Sentinel Prime's completely dead because he shot him in the chest and probably destroyed his spark in doing so. But Megatron, you have to think about it. Wasn't his spark destroyed in the first movie? They stuck that cube right into his chest, which pretty much absorbed it. So any part of the cube that was left over not only absorbed Megatron's spark, but it's really deep. In Revenge of the Fallen, there's pieces of a cube still left, and that cube, anything it touches turns into a Decepticon, which why would it automatically make a Decepticon? Well, you have to think the cube absorbed Megatron's spark in the first movie and killed him. And then when they brought him back to life with a slur of the cube, it still retained his memories and personality, and therefore they brought him back to life without a spark. But they never really, and in Dark of the Moon, he ripped his head off, but they didn't really show him destroying his spark, or if he even had one in Dark of the Moon. Megatron always finds a way to come back, so just like Optimus Prime, you kill him. How many times in the comic books he's been dead, how many times Megatron's been dead, and they always find a way to come back. Like even in the comic book right now, Megatron's an Autobot, so they could always go that route and piss everybody off. The next movie, Megatron becomes an Autobot, because Optimus Prime's no longer on Earth, but we'll see. They did show some of the Autobots that were dead when they had a deck of cards. You might have seen Sideswipe, but it happened too fast. I definitely saw Ironhide, which I don't know why they showed that. So he was dead in the last movie. I know there's a lot of complaints that Optimus Prime flew at the end, and they say Optimus Prime doesn't fly. Well, he flew in G1, of course. There was a couple episodes he flew with a jetpack. He flew in all the other cartoons. Usually he had a jetpack, though. They didn't show how he could fly at the end, although I'm thinking there was a big chunk taken out of the movie, or they just didn't film it, or didn't render it, when he was on Lockdown's ship. Lockdown is, like I said, a bounty hunter. He also is a collector. He collects weapons of technology from different planets, different Autobots. And that's where Optimus Prime most likely found or got the upgrade to his rockets. Either that, I can't explain it. He may have just only been able to use them if he's doing space travel, and he can't use them if he's just flying around Earth. Doesn't make much sense, but I'm thinking he got the technology off Lockdown's ship along with his sword and along with his other weapons that were on the ship. They didn't really go over to where the Dinobots came from. I thought they were going to be found at an excavation site. They just kind of show up. I'm glad they showed up. At least they were there. But like I said, I would like to hear Grimlock talk. We didn't get 5 Dinobots as the toys would suggest that we got. It looks like some of them, at least one of them was cut out. They weren't in there very long, but the time they were in there really made it worth the wait toward the end of the movie. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I'm one of the people that are kind of in between. I really liked it. I'll go see it again. I'll buy it. I'm not going to get all the toys this time around. I mostly probably just a Dinobots and the Bumblebee figure. They are re-releasing Classics Optimus Prime, which at Toys R Us 2-pack, I might get that one. My Toys R Us is about 60 miles away, so I can't get there too often. But I really like this pack here. It's Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, but it's in his G1 colors. I'm not too sure about the Silver Knight Optimus Prime. It's nice and shiny. He's basically a repaint of the little deluxe class that Walmart had from Dark of the Moon, which I had to figure. I didn't like it and I got rid of it. But I might keep this one in box just because of the chrome on it. And these Target figures usually go up in value over time. Not too much, but you get lucky. One time I got especially that Target Ultra Magnus Skywarp set really went up, and then I had a Megatron. That was the black Shadow Command Megatron I got for $19 at Target, and that thing shot up to $300. So if you know what you're looking for and you know it's going to be hard to find, it's worth to pick one up. I'm not a scalper by any means, but if it goes up that high, yep, I'll sell it if someone wants to pay that much for it. I wish I still had it. It was a nice figure, but I needed money at the time for a vacation. Any other spoilers? Like I said, a lot of action. There were some F-bombs dropped, which I don't think were necessary, but it's PG-13, and I don't want to see these little kids run around. How do you say get the F out of the way in Chinese? It was funny, but it wasn't necessary. But Optimus Prime killing the bad human at the end. Did I have a problem with it? He probably could have put him out of commission by stunning him. Any number of things. They could have captured him, picked him up, threw him in the river. I don't know. Killing him, he was the evil human. He wasn't going to stop killing Autobots. And if you think about it, well, if you come from someone, I grew up reading G.I. Joe comics where the bad guys were killed all the time. And there was Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover. If you think about it this way, they're all life forms. A human is a life form, a Transformer is a life form. They all have, like Optimus Prime said, they all have souls. And they all go somewhere after being destroyed. So Optimus just provided a means to an end for that person who showed no remorse and no intention on changing. Basically gave him a way out. So I didn't really have any problem with him killing Frazier, although we're not going to see anymore. It would have been cool if he would have got away and they were tracking him down in the next movie. Something, but sometimes killing the bad guy is just too easy. Like Dark of the Moon, I didn't like the end of it because of the way he just killed Megatron and killed Sentinel without mercy. But and then you look at it now, and Optimus Prime is kind of acting just like Sentinel Prime in a way. So it kind of makes you love and hate the character at the same time. Maybe Optimus will do something more redemptive of himself and realize he was becoming more like a Decepticon than an Autobot in the end, but his intentions were pure. His family essentially was being destroyed and hunted down, and if you were looking at it from a human standpoint, you would probably do the same thing if somebody's killing off your entire family, killing off your race, and would do anything to kill you. So Lockdown, I was hoping he would have survived, but he got a lot more screen time than I thought he would get, which was very nice, so I'm not going to complain too much there. Megatron was more of a cameo. Galvatron, he's alive, so he'll be back. I just wish he would have got a little bit more screen time, maybe some more dialogue. Not too much else I want to say. I suggest seeing it at least once. It was a great movie. Wish it wasn't so. It's a very long movie, so you might want to take a colostomy bag. I didn't want it to end, but at the same time, it was a little bit too long, especially if all the explosions can tend to give you a headache after a while. That's the bad part about Revenge of the Fallen is I got sick watching it, and then my son also got sick watching it because it was just too long. We had to leave the theater. Fortunately, I didn't get sick this time. I bet in 3D I would have, just because I have bad eyes. But like I said, I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars, and hopefully there are more movies coming out. They need to keep selling toys, and the only way to keep selling toys is to keep making the movies. So I don't know if the new cartoon coming out is going to do so well. Anyway, that's my review. And Bumblebee says goodbye. I gotta get in the floor and dig around for his missile. Until next time, I plan on making some more videos soon. I might do some toy reviews when I have time. I'm going to try to do some Let's Play videos of Transformers Universe. Maybe some other games. I have this powerful computer and don't do anything with it. I put up that Let's Play beta video of Transformers Universe, and it's got over, I think, 11,000 views. It's crazy. I just wanted to do a beta video and show what the game was like, but 11,000 views, and it got me about 40 subscribers. People keep subscribing. I get 2 or 3 subscribers a day just from that video, so I better be making some new ones or people are going to be mad. But it's all for fun. I only have about 205 subscribers right now, but hopefully that goes up. I don't think it'll ever be a full-time job, but it's I do it for fun to connect to people. I don't do just Transformer videos. I do any type of video. I do little. I'm gonna start doing some vlogs when I can. Maybe that's a good way to meet people and get to know people. I do a lot of digital art, so I will do artwork for other YouTubers to help them out with their channel. But I am a professional artist. I do get paid for that. But I like helping other people in the YouTube community out with little artwork. Give a shout out to my friends in the Mousetrap, to Ron Barron, Jackson Snell. They're 2 good reviewers. I suggest watching their videos, and they really got me into starting to do the videos. I did the Metroplex video, and then I did some other things, but I'll do more in the future when I have time here. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good July 4th, and back to work on Monday, and try to keep cool and have a good summer, and go see Age of Extinction 10 more times. Later.